Good morning. Welcome back to some more Magic the Gathering, or if it's your first time clicking on my channel, welcome. We're playing some Pauper, playing some Jund Gardens, or Jund Tokens, or whatever you want to call this deck. Why is this mic, like, always loose now? I don't get it. What caused it to... Oh, is it because of this? No. Yeah, why is it always loose now? Hold on. Please hold. We're playing this Jund Gardens deck. Oh, is that why? Did this... I think I figured it out. I think this piece got loose. No, not really. I'm not sure. Regardless, welcome back to some more Pauper, playing some Jund Gardens. Hopefully the microphone noise wasn't god-awful, but I played this deck before, did not do very well with it. I said I should watch some videos of other people playing it to get an idea of how to pilot the deck better. I didn't do that. We're just going to jump back into it and hope for the best. So, what is this deck? Let's just go over our mana base. We're a Jund deck, so we have 2 Ash Barrens, 1 Bojuka Bog, 2 Forests, 4 Great Furnaces, 2 Mountains. I'm going to skip this for now. 3 Rakdos Canariums, 1 Slagwood Bridge, and 1 Swamp. But then we have 4 Kalani Gardens, which is the enters the battlefield tapped, create a 0/1 plant token. So we're producing a lot of tokens in this deck. Well, I guess not. I guess we're not playing right now. I'll go over the deck tech and then I'll do games later today and then mush them together. So anyway, 4 chromatic stars for the artifacts for getting into the spells. 4 chromatic stars, you sacrifice it, adds a color of any mana to the color mana pool, but when it goes into the graveyard from battlefield, you draw a card. Ichor Wellspring, when it enters the battlefield, draw a card. When it leaves to go to the graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. Experimental Synthesizer, which I would assume anybody who plays Pauper knows about this card by now. One of the best cards in the format. When it enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield, exile the top card of your library until end of turn you play that card. But where we are also a token deck, its second ability, which is sacrifice it and create a 2/2 Samurai token with Vigilance, is pretty good too. So we have that. And what are our outlets with these spells? One of them is Kuldotha Rebirth. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact, create 3 1/1 goblin tokens. So each one of our artifacts benefits us when we sacrifice it to something. And that's a pretty good outlet. Another one is Deadly Dispute. Sacrifice as an additional cost cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or a creature, which we could sacrifice a token. But the idea is we sacrifice one of these and we draw a lot more cards. And then it also creates a treasure token. And then Makeshift Munitions, the non-matching set makeshift munitions in our deck, which you can sacrifice an artifact or a creature, and it deals 1 damage to any target. So we could breach, like, kill shot them with this, or we could draw cards with it, kill some of their creatures. Whoops. So not too bad. So then we have our tokens payouts or whatever, if you will. Our main token cards is Rebirth and the Garden, but also Mogg War Marshal. Enters the battlefield, create or dies, create a 1/1 green goblin token. And then Sprout Swarm, create a 1/1 green sapling token. It has Convoke and Buyback, so you could potentially just make a 1/1 every turn. And then our big payouts for doing that is 1, 4 copies of Cloakwood Swarmkeeper. I've loved this card for a while, pretty much ever since Boolia set up a Golgari Aristocrats deck that ran this card. I have been a big fan of it. I like this card a lot. Whenever 1 or more tokens enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Cloakwood Swarmkeeper. It is worth noting that when 3 tokens from Kuldotha comes in, it only gets 1 counter. I mean, you got to make this card somewhat fair, right? This guy can get really big really quickly. He's a great turn 1 play, and he's potentially great Removal Eater, because Glimmer Baron, Glimmer Baron, Glimmer Byron, Glimmer Byron here. You can sacrifice a token, it gets +2/+2 10 turn. So if we have a lot of tokens and we swing and this dude's unblocked, he can just be ginormous out of nowhere. Kind of like an Ataga effect in a way. We have Rancor to trample over some damage. And then last but not least is we're a token deck that can potentially go pretty wide. So what are we doing with that like go wide strategy? Rites of the Initiate, an instant card that you can discard any number of cards at random. Creatures get +1/+0 to end a turn for each card discarded this way. So you could potentially just dump your hand and go wide with a good handful of, like a good set of creatures to hopefully close out the game. So that is the main deck. Sideboard wise, pretty simple. 3 red Elemental Blast because I don't have any Pyroblasts. I think it was this deck the last time I played it. They recommended just doing Pyroblast over Red Elemental. I just don't have it. 3 Ancient Grudges, 2 Serene Hearts, 4 Weather the Storms, 2 Spider Silk Armors, and 1 Relic of Progenitus. Spider Silk Armor being maybe one of the fairly more unusual sideboard cards, which I've seen it pop up a lot more here recently, but it's an enchantment that creatures you control get +0/+1 and have reach. So really good against fairies. But yeah, that's the deck, and I'll see you in some games. Hey, we're in a game even though it told us that it's going on maintenance, so we're doing it. I would like to go first. Mulligan. Easy Pete's. Gonna keep this hand. I'm probably gonna bottom both Rites of the Initiates. It's funny because I think the last time I played this deck, I was like, I'm pretty sure I said something along the line of like, not drawing that card is probably why we lost the game. Would like lose games because that card's like kind of your one of your payout win cons, but like everything in my hand is going to do something that's more relevant right now. And considering how far I'm mulliganed, that's not going to really be that much of like a great card. Oh, fuck off. Spell Pierce. You suck. The one time blue has Spell Pierce not only main board but also on turn 1. Yep, Fairy Seer. Arctos Canarium, huh? We need to start drawing some good cards here. We have enough land. We don't need to draw any more land for the rest of the game. No, that's not necessarily true. Maybe another green source. No, probably not. You gonna see the ninja this turn? No? Hmm. Hmm. Let's just throw you down. They go to kill my Byron here. I'll just Deadly Dispute. I don't have a reason to do it quite yet. Now we don't yield the turn ever again. They're going to brainstorm. There's an argument for Deadly Disputing now. Just one of the tokens. I think it's a good enough argument to do it. Just while they're tapped down. Preordain. Of course we drew more land. That's what we needed. Gonna Bojuka Bog. Probably for land next turn, just to clean up their graveyard a little bit. Now is it ninja time? No? Oh, we got Sprout Storm. Interesting. Wonder if you cast it with buyback and then counter it if you still get it back. Here comes the counter spell. Oh, Spellsetter Sprite. It's the most frustrating card. I hate you. We need like Trickery in our deck on our sideboard. That's the most fun card to play against. Berries if it goes through. Just kills their old board. Let me guess, Ninja now? No? Still no? It's worth knowing even if we pay the buyback cost. If we pay the buyback cost, it's still only a converted 2 mana drop. The Spellsetter Sprite can be obnoxious. Also flooded pretty hard. Think about the amount of lands we've drawn on a mulligan to 5. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. See what happens here. Nothing. Cool. Come on, man. Really? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. We've drawn 8 lands. Start off with 2. Just think about how many cards that is. Out of our top 14 cards, 8 of them have been land. If you're going to kill my board, I'm just going to eat everything. Whatever, man. Well, let's start building the army back up a little bit. Oh, fuck off. Just let me do things. Just let me do tokeny things. When they quit interacting with me. Just scoop already. God. Clearly I'm going to win. Just call it done. Interesting. Who wants to rebuild the board in a microsecond? I do. They are in top deck mode, which is worth noting. One, two. In case they find a counter spell or something. I mean, if they find another board wiper, they, you know, whatever. But they don't have anything in hand currently with that, so let's just fire off Sprout Store. Why don't we? Now you got a ninja? Hey, they got their ninja. Now they just hold up Spellstutter Sprite forever. Can we draw something more interesting than what we have been? No, just another one. Find out here in a minute how Sprout Storm works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I guess we'll just do it now then. Cancel. Aha! I should have done it with the buy. I wouldn't have had enough juice to do it with buyback. My guess was they cast down the plant token so they could hit with Ninja unimpeded. So imagine they still just attack with everything. I don't know. They're getting to a point where That one, we know two of our copies of whatchamacallit is on the bottom of our deck, right to the initiate. Gurdaddy. Yep. Fuck off. How many fucking lands are we going to draw? The flood is very frustrating. Yeah, the flood currently is very frustrating. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. I don't count the forest because we Ash Barrens for, and I counted Ash Barrens. 9 out of our top 18, half of our cards have been lands. Fuck out of here, lands. I'm drowning here. Another Gurmag. Oh my god. Are you kidding me right now? What is happening? Let's see what I draw first. Probably a land. We're dead. We're just going to drag water here. Oh, that sucked. That super sucked. Hmm. What do I go down? I'm going to go down one sprout swarm. Yeah, what do I go down? That's like a hard question. Maybe go down 1 star. I don't know. I don't know what you trim on this deck. to bring stuff in with. I don't know. It's really hard to decide. That's what I'm doing. Probably not the best choice, but it's what I'm doing. Oh, the flood. Come on. Not great, but I'm going to keep it. Gonna bottom probably. What do I bottom here? Maybe Deadly Dispute. Not leading on Synthesizer. I'll synthesize next turn. Maybe we'll draw a land or something. Yield through turn. I don't know why you're not clicking that. I don't. The auto yield is clicking weird. Land. I can tell how this is gonna go for us. I've had some horrendous draws here recently. Oh, come on. I don't give a shit. Fuck you and your Spell Pierce. I don't care. I don't care about what you're doing, opponent, anymore. I'm just annoyed at my deck. Oh yeah? Well, guess what? Eat it. Oh, this deck's draws today have been so bad. Just in 2 games. Flood to Drought to just terrible top decks so far. You know, you complain a lot. I do. I really do. That's cool artwork for Augur Bolas. I don't know if I've seen that before. Blue Elemental Blast. Well, can't kill them, but I still might activate it depending on how they block. Fuck it. Super aggressive? Yes. Do I care? Not anymore. I don't. Good enough for me. I'm done. I'm done with that match. Let's do another one. Actually, was there another... Is there an empty queue? No. Okay. I didn't want to create a queue if there was already somebody sitting waiting to get paired with somebody. That was fucking terrible, man. Not good draws. Not good draws at all. I do have the same complaint about this deck as I did the first time, though. Like, when they played Gurmag Angler, that was... what was that? When they played Gurmag Angler, that was pretty much game over because we have no way to interact with it whatsoever. Which is something I complained about the first time I played this deck, where I was like, why is there no interaction, like, in our 75? Maybe that's where something over here should come in, but... it is what it is. I'm going to keep. I'm not in love with it. Flash Barons up a forest here. This is probably not going to go very well for us either. Sprout Storm, though. They're fucking Deadly Dispute. Oh, Bojuka Bog next turn, then. Set up Deadly Dispute. Probably just throw down makeshift munitions. Gotta get the land down somehow. Interesting. Super annoying. Okay. Well, let's not do that. Use our redundant land. Come on, give me Rebirth. That'd be a nice one, wouldn't it? Nope, land. And a land we could have used. Whatever. And we just bring in Weather the Storm, right? Alright. Weather the Storm it is. My goodness. Yeah, you don't gotta tell me every 5 seconds. So what it is, it's that maintenance is coming up. It's not happening right now. Gonna trim out some of this stuff. Don't know if it's the right like move, but that's what I'm doing. Starting to think this deck's not very good. Well, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I'm playing it. That's always a it's always a factoid to take into account, but like I don't know. I'm not figuring out how you're supposed to win other than Rights of the Initiator or the Glimmer Baron, and neither one Glimmer Byron, sorry. And neither one of them's been that good. Well, let Swiss Spear hit me this one time. Unpumped. Swiss Spear. Ugh. Let me draw opponent. Jeesh. Another Echo Wellspring. Lead on Synthesizer next turn. They have a rebirth of their own. Of a bitch. Let's just throw that down so we have a black source on the field. We're going to take a bunch of damage here. Probably going to jump block Swift Spear here. Mountain. Do we draw from Ichor Wellspring? Not been good. That's for sure. Holy shit. That's interesting. They didn't go for either one of them. A rebirth of our own. Mog War Marshal. Looking for Weather the Storm. If I crack this, then I can't activate Weather. Why am I looking at this? Dismiss. All because it was Reckless Impulse. We just dead to burn spells here. Well, today's been fun. Oof, this has been a bad go. This has been a really bad go. I like the idea of this deck, but my goodness, have I just not had any luck with it whatsoever. Still even on the boards here. That's not Papa. This is Papa. Yes, it is. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little bit better than what we've been getting. Keyword there is little. I mean, yeah, this is basically the exact same list we're running, and people are 5-0ing with it. I'm gonna have to look somebody else up playing this deck. Ew, gross. Elves again. I had to play against elves a bunch the other day. How the fuck are you 5-0ing with this deck? What are you playing against? How are you playing this deck to 5-0 with it? Throw down the garden. That's all I got, opponent. Yeah, how the fuck are you 5-0ing with this deck? I was all the way back in October. Spike Bolt's played it a couple times. Snap Bolt. Why did I say Spike Bolt? All right. But he's not played it in months. My video is the second one that pops up. At least for me, it did. That's kind of cool. Oh, Alexander Weber played it 11 days ago. I'm going to have to watch his video. The only thing is, like, he's not native English speaker, and majority of the time when he does, I don't have volume on my computer. When he does his like streams and videos and stuff, it's normally not in English. Great player though. I've not had any luck for this deck, that's for damn sure. I'm just gonna scoop. I don't have anything for him either, other than Spider Silk Armor. But it doesn't matter against their deck. I don't have anything. I think we're going the old classic 03 route here today. Keep. Again, not being able to interact with them is really, really bad. If anybody's watching this and you have any tips or suggestions or whatever for this deck, please let me know. Because I like the idea of this deck a lot. But it has not been good in execution at all. It's been really bad 90% of the time. This would be my 6th match with it. I'm currently 1-4, going to be 1-5 with this deck. Especially if they're getting Essence Warden. And I'm like trying to think in my head too, is like, I know I've had some really bad draws. That's definitely a thing, but like, what am I doing? Like, what, you know what I mean? It's like, what am I doing where this is not working? You know? That's like my question is like, what am I doing that's not letting this like deck actually work like it's supposed to? Land? Hey. I want to cast out with buyback, don't I? Oh shoot. Whatever. It doesn't matter, I suppose. Yeah, I want to buy back the Sprout Storm. That's for sure. Like our only pathway to win. But also they could just dump their whole hand here, and then we're just they're 40 cards through their deck, and we're just like, whatever. Been a rough go, that's for sure. It's been a rough go. That's the thing too, is like this deck doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel like a good deck. Ooh, we got a Rancor. Oh boy. I don't care. We're about to gain a lot more life. We're just in a position where we're just trying to stay alive. Not the worst, I suppose. I need to play this elf deck at some point. I think I'd like it. I like the kind of like weenie strategy. Just like weenies, you know what I mean? You gotta find your turn your cards into creature into a giant creature. Yep. Can't play this turn though, can you? Boom. Gotcha. Why can't you give him haste? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'd be 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, maybe if they weren't at 46. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe if they weren't at 46, this would be a different scenario here. My War Marshal's kind of interesting. You just gain so much life. I mean, so many, yeah, life was the right word. least they don't have haste for their creatures. We know it's in their hand. We know it's coming down. I'll say, let's do it, opponent. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, they got a lot. They have more than we do. Well, 0-3. This deck kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know, man. I like the ideas of this deck a lot. I like a lot of the cards, but I've not had any luck with it. And every time I've played it now, we're 6 matches. I've played 6 matches with it, and every time I have felt like this deck is super weak. I feel like it has none of the power of the decks I'm playing against. I feel like it's incredibly underwhelming. Not a fan. I'm just not a fan of constantly feeling like I'm just getting my ass handed to me in a hi-hat and I'm doing nothing. There's no interaction with other opponents' decks whatsoever in this deck other than makeshift munitions, which is not a very good piece of interaction. Yeah, I don't know. This deck kind of sucks, I think. I don't think this is a very good deck. I could be piloting it very wrong. That's very possible, but I don't know. I'm just thinking about all the decks I played against it with this deck, and I don't feel like I'm even in the same league. Like, you know what I mean? It would be like taking a pre-con, like, intro deck into a legacy tournament. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It's like, yeah, I can kind of do some things, but, like, it's irrelevant to what everybody else is doing. That's what I feel like. I mean, the first time I played this deck, I thought, man, if we could draw right to the initiate, like, you know, we would have been a lot better off. This time, it didn't matter. I don't think we could have drawn anything to make a difference in any of those games. Now, game 1 against the Blue-Black Fairies, Dimir Fairies, I definitely had some horrendous draws. That's for sure. But those last 2 matchups against Burn and against Elves, this was pointless. This deck was pointless to even bring. You know what I mean? That's the way it felt. It just felt like it didn't matter. It felt like anything I did just did not matter whatsoever. So I don't think I'm going to play this deck anymore. If I watch somebody else play this and I'm like, oh, I'm stupid, which is possible because I am, I will consider replaying it. But yeah, I'm probably not going to replay this deck. It just kind of sucks. It just doesn't do much of anything. I mean, why is this token deck? Why is Cloakwood Swarmer better in a just a aristocrat shell than an actual token dedicated like token deck? Glimmer Byron didn't feel very good most of the time we had him. Our best cards are like Kuldotha Rebirth, but we don't have like a whacker effect to really trigger it off. We don't have a Swiss Spear to coincide with it. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of sucks. I don't like the feeling when I play this deck, which is that I'm just not even here. You know what I mean? It just doesn't even feel like you're remotely competitive. Again, I'm pleased if you are familiar with this deck, you've had success with this deck. Feel free to comment your thoughts, how the deck works for you, kind of what some of your play patterns are, what some of your matchups are like. I'm interested. Because like I said, there's a lot going on in this deck that I like. I just don't think it's good. But if you enjoyed the video, you can press that subscribe button. There's a little bell notification to let you know anytime I've uploaded if you're not already subscribed. If you're already subscribed, thanks. I appreciate it. You can like the video. If you subscribe with the bell notification, you'll get notified anytime I upload. And I do a bunch of other video games. I do Magic about 3 times a week, but I do a bunch of other video games as well. I also have a link in the description to my movie channel, which is just recently passed 1,000 subs. So I'm very, very excited about that. So you can check that out, and the link down below if you like movies and you want to hear my stupid opinions about them. There's that, and I hope you enjoy your day. Bye.